text that we talked about in one of the books, one of the texts that we were reading, and it suggested some of the things that Korah did. Now, Korah was a member of, I think, the group that have come out of Egypt or so. And Korah, in verse 1, it says, now Korah, the son of what? Ezra, the son of Kohath, and the son of Levi, with Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Elib, and on the sons of Pelah, sons of what? Reuben, took men. And they rose up before Moses with some of the children of Israel, 250 leaders of the congregation, representatives of the congregation, men of renown, men of fame. They gathered together against Moses and Aaron and said to them, you take too much upon yourselves, for all the congregation is holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Why then do you exalt yourselves among the assembly of the Lord? Challenging Moses. So when Moses heard, it's like rebellion, just revolt, like as you see a coup or a group of people taking over another leadership. Like the group to take over another leadership, but they want to move that leader from there. Something similar to that. So it's a rebellious act. And Korah, I think Korah was a leader or something. He led that group attacking Moses. So Moses had to exalt himself as a reason to get people's support. So when Moses heard it, he fell on his face and he spoke to Korah and all his company, saying, tomorrow morning the Lord will show who is his and who is holy, and will cause him to come near to him, that one whom he chooses he will cause he will cause to come near to him. Do this, take census, Korah and all your company. There's a challenge, so we can see here that Moses has put that out there just to let everybody understand that he has his confidence in his God. Do you have the same confidence in whatever you believe in? Do I have the confidence in what I believe in? That is what I'm trying to do. That is what I want to have. You need that confidence to sort of know that your God really is with you. He asks you to do what he asks you to do. You could be, what I'm saying is your God, it could be any God. It's not just about Jehovah. It could be a spiritual act or some spiritual protection you have on your life. And you can always have that as long as, it's the same thing. You can depend on that spiritual protection. It is not necessarily Jehovah. Anybody who has got those spiritual protection, they use it to their benefit. And if you don't know who is out there. You don't know who your neighbor is. You don't know his spiritual potential ability, his sort of life, or who that person is and how he acts in case of any situation. What will he do? There are some people who immediately I know instances where people close to me have been spiritual spiritual things have been performed in their life as a vendetta towards them to sort of, and they've died as a result of that, which is normally the case. You see, there are people who may be likely to be in the Islamic group or will be a Christian group or whichever way, or Buddhist, but they know of these spiritual ways that when they use it on you, they can take your life or they can put you to a very ill state. And so as this thing can happen, Moses is also having a spirit that he claimed that is a spirit of the whole Jewish nation. This is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And he knows what he has experienced, and he knows how he can, So if you people are rebelling against me, I was walking my place, and the Spirit picked me. So if you're challenging me, then we have to go out there and see who is the actual leader or the actual messenger of Jehovah. So he put the challenge upon Korah and his group. and called them, and he says the next day they are supposed to go to that challenge. In verse 7 it says, put fire in them, put in what incense in them before the Lord tomorrow, and it shall be that the man whom the Lord chooses, and the Holy One is the Holy One, you take too much upon yourselves, you sons of Levi. Then Moses said to Korah, hear now, you sons of Levi, it is a small thing to you that the God of Israel has separated you from the congregation of Israel to bring you near to himself, to do the work of the tabernacle of the Lord, and to stand before the congregation to serve him. And that he was brought you near to himself, you and all your brethren and sons of Levi with you. And are you seeking the priesthood also? Therefore you and all your company are gathered together against the Lord. And what is Aaron that you complain against him? And Moses sent to call Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab. But they said, we will not come up. It is a small thing that you have brought us up out of a land flowing with milk and honey, to kill us in the wilderness, that you should keep acting like a prince over us. Whoever you have not brought, moreover, you have not brought us into a land flowing with milk and honey, nor given us the inheritance of fields and vineyards. Will you put out the eyes of these men? We will not come up. Then Moses was very angry and said to the Lord, do not respect their offering. I have not taken one donkey from them, nor have I hurt one of them. And Moses said to Korah, tomorrow you and all your company be present before the Lord, you and they as well as Aaron. Let each take his censer and put incense in it, and each of you bring his censer before the Lord. 250 servants, both you and Aaron, each one with censer. It's a challenge. They're going to mount up a stage to prove, and and so like with all this, Korah, Moses was putting them to that challenge, and I believe they all the family went. So they got, 27 says, so they got away from around the tents of Korah, Dathan and Abiram, and Abiram came stood out the door of their tents with their wives, their sons, and their little children. And Moses said, by this you shall know that the Lord has sent me to do all these works, for I have not done them of my own will. If these men die naturally, like all men, or if they are visited by a common fate of all men, then the Lord has not sent me. But if the Lord creates a new thing, and the earth opens its mouth and swallows them up with all that belongs to them, and they go down alive into the pit, then you will understand that these men have rejected the Lord. Now it came to pass, as he finished speaking, this is verse 31, and all these words, that the ground split apart under them, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up with their household, and all the men with Korah, with all their goods. So they and all those with them went down alive into the pit, and earth closed over them, and they perished from among the assembly. Today we'll say earthquake, a very serious earthquake. Korah, in those so many sense, have been swallowed by the earth as a due to the challenge that Moses has put before them, to prove that he is the one who has been picked to do the work and not them. So they are revolted, and they are trying to win the people from Moses, who wasn't going to work. So they have to be taken out of there. So Moses is not going to strike anybody. He just put them there. He says, you stand there, I stand here. If you are the one, let God obviously open the earth and swallow me, or you swallow you. So whoever is left